Just thinking about all the important things that need to get done in our day-to-day could be extremely overwhelming. So in this video, I'm going to break down my 8-step framework for prioritizing our most important responsibilities. And in the fourth tip, I'm going to share with you a phrase that you can use to get help from pretty much anyone. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bennett. I'm here to share some ideas that have helped me move the needle just a little bit in my own personal life, so I hope you find them beneficial. So of course, my acronym for this framework is going to be the word priority. And as cheesy as it sounds, it really helps me stay focused, getting things done. So the P stands for prioritize. You see, so many times people have so many things that they need to get done, but the truth is some of them can really wait. And if we could just start to stay more focused on what really needs to get done, we'll be able to move the needle just a little bit. Whenever anybody asks me a question about them being stressed, what happens when we feel overwhelmed and stressed is that we have so many different things that are on our minds. What we really need to do is we really need to get it onto paper. It's one of the benefits of journaling, and Rich Lipton talks about this idea of an energy audit. All you have to do is take a piece of paper and make a T-chart. And on one side of the column, you want to write all the things that give you energy, and the other side, you want to write all the things that take away energy. And if we could just get everything that's in our minds onto paper, we'll be able to see that it's not as many things as we thought, and we'll also be able to see which things need to get done now and which things can wait. You'll be surprised by how many things can't even get done at the moment, but they're just sucking so much energy out of you. If we could just decompartmentalize all those different things, we'll be able to just start to focus on what can get done and start to knock those things off of our list. The R stands for remember to play the long game. We feel so many times that we're in such a rush that we need to get everything done today. And the truth is that we only have 24 hours in our day, and most of us are only up for 16 or 17 of those hours. We have other responsibilities and we have to take care of things in our life. So instead of thinking that this stuff needs to get done today, if we can open up our horizon and just step back just a little bit, we'll be able to see that we can start to focus on the bigger picture. It's one of the things that I tell young entrepreneurs, because we're all in such a rush that if you can have a longer time horizon, you'll be able to start to see the success that you really want. The I stands for implementing batching your time for tasks. You see, batching your time can be something that can be so beneficial. And so many people don't even realize that they're doing similar tasks over and over and over again. And if we could start to recognize that we could take certain tasks and start to do them all at once, what ends up happening is that we see that we save so much more time. And all you really have to do to figure out what it is you need to be batching is to take out a journal, take out a piece of paper, and just make a list of all the things that you do. If you do that for 3 or 4 days, you're gonna start to see similar patterns that are coming up. So for me, when it comes to even this YouTube channel, I know that there's certain days that I wanna be recording my content, certain days I wanna be reviewing the content, certain days I wanna be posting the content. And if I'm constantly doing all 3 of those things every single day, I'm just not gonna be as efficient. So I try to find a time where I can do those things on specific days, just so I know that I'm able to get things done quicker. Batching time can save hours, and all you have to do is just come a little bit more prepared. Before we get to the fourth tip of O, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. O stands for obtain support from your spouse or your partner. You see, we all think we're so macho and that we could do everything ourselves, but if we could have that support from somebody else, we're gonna be able to make sure that things get done. So if you need to stay at work a little bit later, or if you just need somebody to step in to help watch the kids, getting that support could be a game changer. Being realistic with the amount of time that you have and the support you're going to need, it could be something extremely beneficial for you. Don't take advantage of it because you might just lose your credibility, but also understand that asking for support could be something that could be really helpful. If you think about these big companies, they all have so many people on their teams because they understand they can't do things by themselves. If you can start to work on yourself and start to figure out how it is you can ask that support, then you'll be able to really make sure that you can do the things that you want. And the phrase that I was referring to at the beginning of the video, instead of asking for permission to do something or to ask them for help, if you use the words, I really need your support right now so I can do X, Y, and Z, it could be something that could be a game changer. Because so many times we go over to people and we ask them for something, and sometimes we're just asking for permission. And when we come in with that type of angle, many times they're just gonna say no. But if we ask them for their support, it ends up hitting a different part of their brain because it shows that you really need them in the moment. They're going to be able to really reciprocate and help you out. So whether it's something in your personal life or your professional life, by asking for support, it can be really beneficial for your success. The R represents recognizing the balance between play and work. This one I find is a lot harder for guys because guys love taking advantage of any free time, but we need to understand that when we're working, we have to be working. And when we're there and we need to be productive with all the different priorities in our life, we need to get things done. So whether tax season is coming up and you need to get your bills in, whether a kid needs a bath, or whether you need to get out an email for work. Understand when you have that time, you need to be getting that stuff done. As Jim Rohn famously says, when you work, work, and when you play, play. And too many people take advantage and they end up mixing up the two. Understand that you have to have that ability to stay focused and stay committed to what it is you want to be doing. And if you end up playing too much, it's only going to come out in different areas of your life. Look to get serious and look to stay focused and look to get the work done when it's time to get the work done. And this brings me to my next tip of you need to invest in being present. Being present, I believe, is one of those keys to be living a happy and fulfilling life. And so many people are just so overwhelmed by everything that needs to be getting done that they miss the point. Nobody wants to wake up in a bunch of years and ask themselves what happened over the past 20 years. If we could start to be present, even if things get a little bit stressful, we could start to really take from the moments. And a cool exercise to do over here is just to look back at the last 5 or 6 years. Then I'm sure there was like a lot of really stressful times. And looking back at it, do you wish you were more present? Do you wish you were more aware about what was going on? And if we could start to take that to our current life, we don't have to wait till something to happen to be living a life that we want, but we could start to be living it every single day. So with all the responsibilities that are going on, if we can start to be present, we can start to see that success. And that takes me to my next point of the T stands for trust. And the truth is, you need to trust in yourself because there will be things that are going to get dropped. And the older you get, the more priorities you're going to be having. And if we can start to recognize that and we can trust in ourselves that even if something gets dropped, we'll be fine, that's going to be the thing that's really going to shift it all. Too many people get so scared and so worked up because they think they're going to mess up. But if we could start to build a tool within ourselves to know that even if we mess up, we'll be fine because we can recover, that could be one of the most important investments that we make. So instead of focusing on what you can get, focus on what you can become, because so many people don't realize that the person that they're becoming in the moment could be more valuable than everything that they can get. So if you're somebody who could handle resilience, handle failure, handle other people letting you down, do you not think you're going to be more ahead than everybody else? So many people get so tripped up and so stuck when one small thing happens to them. And if we could become the person to develop the skills to be able to get past those moments, we won't be scared to take the action. The last tip why is going to be you. You need you time. And this is something that so many people have so many different responsibilities don't necessarily focus on. And you need to be doing things that are going to make you feel energized and feel excited. So whether it's reading a book, learning a hobby, or hanging out with friends, we need to understand that we need to have that balance of you time. Life can be so overwhelming and we can have so many different things that are really important that are going on. But what we need to understand is that we need to be able to focus on ourselves to make sure that we have the energy to do those things. And the best way to do that is to make sure that we have scheduled time to be able to take care of our own self. I'm a big fan of walking. So even if you can do some other work while you go on a walk, or you can try to find time in your day to work out, it could be something that could be extremely beneficial to you and your own productivity. And it's one of the reasons why so many people get burnt out. And if you relate to that, make sure to take a look at this next video where we give you some tips on what you can do to make sure that you don't burn out.